arrow.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Good. So we've got Aito going ahead and scanning off to the west. He's found some water and aluminum already. Just a touch of carbon. He's probably going to be looking around a bit more to find some resources that aren't aluminum. Indecision, on the other hand, he went straight south and found almost nothing. He's just got a small patch of water he's located and small amounts of carbon. So neither of them really finding anything very, very quickly that would lead them to found immediately. Although they do have completely differing opinions on the map, which amuses me, given Aito ran into huge numbers of resources and Indecision ran into almost nothing.
Yeah, Aito's avoiding the ice. Some people are like that. They just like to stay away from ice.
Yeah, which is weird. I if there is ice, I actually like to check that out pretty early, because if you do find resources in there, you can always know you can convert those tiles into something else later on, even if you don't end up needing them. Like, convert your aluminum, convert your iron. It's absolutely fantastic. Wow. Nobody located any silicon yet, I believe, and yet Indecision's decided to throw down on these low iron tiles and in the midst of this aluminum.
For scientific, I think that looks like a good spot.
I think that's an okay spot for scientific. His only concern is his inability to really make glass easily for the early game.
Up north.
Okay, that's good.
Wow, only 2 on the whole map.
And they're both scientific. All right, that's interesting.
What is it? Oh, no, there's another pair of silicon. So.
Okay, that's good.
So actually, they'll both have basically the same amount of silicon, I assume.
Interestingly enough,
the issue is the iron. That's the only spot of iron, and his Indecision's going to get the only triple.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have the advantage when it comes to adjacency. He's going to be getting 3 steel a second. I believe Aito, if he chooses to take additional steel, he's going to be sitting on what, 2.5? He's going to be missing 1 adjacency bonus, kind of like 1 whole 100% of adjacency.
And he's claiming the silicon.
Wow, that's a bold move.
That is aggressive, is what that is. I mean, I can understand it.
I wonder if he doesn't see the other silicon, because it's totally unnecessary.
He had definitely revealed it, but who knows if he actually, you know, saw it, because I've had that issue sometimes where I'm like, oh, I have all of this resource on the map. And then there's just like a pair sitting off in a corner and ruins your whole day.
If he hit Q, he would basically just see a line there, I'm sure. So.
Almost certainly. So he probably noticed and decided maybe those tiles were worth it anyway. Driving this up very, very slowly. Aito seems to be thinking about it. Either that or he's just trying to take some time and look around the map and really decide what he needs to do. Aito does have black market access at this point. It's some ways away for Indecision. Really, 10,000 for a claim. That feels very, very cheap to me for a 1v1.
Yeah, for sure.
And I believe it went to Aito, didn't it? Yeah, he's sitting on a claim right now.
Let's see what he's going to do with it. What would you do with that claim?
I would probably just go ahead and secure my steel production, which he's going to do. I mean, the other option, I think, was to take the really nice high water tile away, potentially.
Is that the only high water?
No, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. But one of them, well, one of them actually looks a bit better to me, and that's the one farther away, in my opinion, because of the adjacency.
There's only one triangle off the high water.
Easy to use.
Yeah, normally high waters are more surrounded, but not in this case.
Yeah.
I've got the solar panels going
power
up
on the silicon.
Very early power.
I don't know if he's going to claim the other 2.
Yeah, that's going to push the price down.
That is going to push the price down significantly. Aito may be able to take some advantage off of that for some time. I don't know. I mean, 2 solar panels, that is a lot. I mean, we can see he's made those silicon tiles significantly more valuable by doing that, and he's not getting the actual silicon benefit off of them.
Right.
Which would be a little bit frustrating to me personally. But
so it looks like you just grab that good high water.
That's the good high water too there.
Right.
Yeah, we do have a couple of them, and so it's not critical this game, but it is at least worth paying attention to. However, I don't expect water to be a huge problem for either player. Like, neither player can really lock the other out of it. So
I don't assume power is going to be a big play either.
Everything is very...
Yeah. Oh, wow. And that completely kills power. Indecision's got to be upset about that one. We've got a power surplus, which is just going to drive the price down even more.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
he might
Aito,
switch those to just make silicon, I guess, if he doesn't want to do glass. So
I'm starting to wonder if he actually did see those silicon up there.
I think he did see them. I don't know why he grabbed.
He wouldn't do this game if he saw all of this.
If I thought those were the only 2 silicon on the map, for sure I would grab them.
Like, and just like put power on them, whatever. So you
they are the better silicon, but I don't know if I would have secured both. I maybe would have taken one.
Sure.
And then, you know, my opponent probably won't take the one next to me because there are 2 others, and he'll go for those ones so he can guarantee his adjacency bonuses, and I've just guaranteed the slightly closer ones, and that's okay.
If I didn't know the silicon there existed and I claimed just these 2, I would at least put a quarry on one of them.
Well, I should have just put quarries on the other 2. This is a very mirrored game right now. It's hard to see where the leverage is going to come, or maybe this one's just going to go the distance if they both do pretty well.
Pirates for 2,000. Indecision just let those go. I think he was spending too much time thinking about what to do with his claims because he had just upgraded and maybe didn't get to the pirates in time. So that's really going to take away
right there. It's 200
from his steel.
Right there.
Yeah, 200 steel going to get grabbed up by that. And that is definitely going to be problematic. Aito did go ahead and scrap a solar panel. I would be a little bit surprised if we don't see a quarry go down over... Or sorry, Indecision scrapped a solar panel.
Yeah.
Be a little surprised if we don't see a quarry soon.
We also just saw 2 dry ice condensers coming out.
Yeah, he should have.
Which could produce the oxygen needed for a glass furnace.
Yes. Could. I'm still a little
the glass furnace is on the way to the silicon, so the oxygen will come from the dry ice condensers.
He's so worried about power, he just claimed the geotherm. At this point, he's losing money on fuel.
Yeah, he should have put those condensers much closer to the glass furnaces, because it will ship directly from the condensers to the furnaces.
Yeah, I think he placed them there because they were on top of water tiles as well. So he can convert them if that becomes necessary. But I don't know if the condensers were the best call this game. There is a little carbon available, and you can make oxygen with all the water that's available. So it's an interesting decision, but I really hate them.
I think he did it for the glass furnaces. Like, I think he was just thinking like that allows him to get glass going earlier than he thinks I'll be able to.
One thing I will say in the condenser's favor is that its massive power requirement has been a little bit curbed to this game just because of the simple low price of power.
And we got the first Geo out. Just another advantage of Indecision's location.
Yeah, he does have that potential for even a superconductor to geotherm, so that's a massive amount of power off of just a single tile, if he can get all of that put together.
Now, Aito, on the other hand, instead of 2 tiles to dry ice condenser, he has 2 tiles on a hydrolysis reactor, which is what I would prefer, knowing that they're scientific. If Indecision was not scientific, I more understand the dry ice move. But there's so much water on this map, I don't know, I just would have preferred seeing a hydrolysis reactor go down instead of the dry ice.
Agreed. We do see a patent lab actually going down on Indecision's low aluminum tile, so I would be a bit surprised if we don't see superconductor coming out very soon.
Oh yeah, that seems like the obvious move.
Also, Aito is sitting on 41,000 of debt, almost 42 now, and Indecision has only 25.
Now, where did that difference in debt come from? Did that come from... It wasn't an auction, was it?
It was an auction for the most part. That claim auction came out. I think Aito's gotten both auctions so far. He spent a total of 12,000 on them. On top of that, Indecision did have power up and running for a little while, which did kind of cut the edge off of his debt a little bit.
He has got $6,000 right now. I'd love to see him make a quick buy of 1 share of stock of Aito, punish him a little bit for that debt.
Might be a good idea. He's going to take on... Oh, they're still fighting over this.
Ooh, nanotech.
Aito taking it up to 18,000. That's very, very expensive.
Wow. Well, now his price is going to drop a lot more. That going that high makes them... They must think this game is going to go a lot longer.
Yeah, 62,000 debt, and we are about to get a 10% increase on that. That's going to jump up to 70,000 very, very shortly, and make his stop price quite cheap if Indecision wants to make some plays around it. My big concern is that Indecision, he's going for it with what he can, but my concern right now is he doesn't really have a lot of money coming in. He's... Like, he would have to wait for a glass shipment to come in. That's going to take forever because glass furnaces are just so slow. He might need to send some of it himself. I don't know if he can take big advantage off of this before Aito manages to cut some of it away.
Nice mutiny of the steel mill right now.
Oh, I'm saying that he is researching nanotech, right?
No,
he's
doing
researching a
superconductor.
superconductor.
Yeah.
Sorry, nanotech is already taken by Aito for 18,000.
Exactly.
Another geotherm is coming out now, but of course, Indecisions are going to be producing twice as well as Aito's. I think that would be a big advantage with the price of power right now.
Mm-hmm. That is an interesting mutiny. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. It's maybe it didn't cost a whole lot of money. We have to give it that, but maybe it could have gone down somewhere else. With the price of power where it's at right now, Aito has 3 solar panels up. Maybe you could have cut into that, try and drive his debt a little bit higher. Maybe you could have purchased a power surge to hit him with when daytime came. I don't know if it was the best use of that black market.
Yeah, but he gave himself 2 extra 50% bonuses on steel and took one away from Indecision.
It's true, but steel itself is not terribly useful right now, and Aito really didn't need a whole lot of it. I mean, it's up to $58. It was down to $30 when that mutiny was going on. Oh wow, that's another power surplus. That's just ridiculous. This game.
I think part of it is the Indecision just needs to knock those pirates down. What he actually probably should have done is, you think it would have worked fast enough? I would almost leave the steel mills and put up metal mines to clear those pirates. Although with the price of iron right now, that wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about doing that when you've got 2 scientifics down, is iron actually goes kind of high.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't
be
surprised if we do see an iron transition at some point, but it happening out of Indecision before these pirates are cleared up probably wouldn't be the best decision. Surplus on fuel is going to be quite beneficial for Indecision, I would think.
Oh.
That's definitely going to work heavily in his favor.
I think Indecision should have used a second stock buy in Aito, not on himself. I don't think there's any reason to protect yourself if you've got a big stock advantage in the 2-player game.
Yeah, I generally agree with that. That was a lot of money down the drain that he is not investing anywhere.
Yeah, I'd rather upgrade or spend it on Aito. Get him to sweat.
Mm-hmm. All right. How are these glass furnaces doing? I can't check, unfortunately. I don't think Indecision has gotten a shipment in from them yet, but I could be... Oh, here we go. They're going to be coming in now, so he's about to get a huge influx of cash, and we're going to have to pay attention to what he manages to do with that.
Mm-hmm. But those pirates wish they were on that glass shipment.
That is the thing about pirates. I understand wanting to take the steel. It kind of just tries to take away your opponent's upgrade material. That's fantastic. And energy short. Well, the game doesn't know what it wants to do with energy this game.
Mm.
But against a scientific, you can almost always hold on for something better. You know.
Yep.
I wonder why Aito just went ahead and put solar.
He's really worried about power. I mean, the price of power has stayed high. I think we're going to see slant drilling soon from Indecision. He just dropped down a third glass furnace. Not on silicon, but right next to it.
Could be for slant drilling. Silicon is definitely expensive enough that it might be worthwhile. My concern is if you commit too much into patents, you really need to make sure you're getting a good solid benefit off of them, because you don't have a lot of time to mess around in a 1v1 scenario.
Yeah, but they are scientific. They'll get those patents faster.
Yep.
And it does say he needs silicon, and his patent lab is still sleeping.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet.
Oh wow, that's going to work so hugely in Indecision's favor. Aito has not made the switch into iron yet. Indecision already did so.
It looks like he's doing it right now.
He's going to be sitting on a nice solid 6 iron per second as iron spikes up to something like $120, $130.
Wow,
and Aito's just behind the curve.
Yeah, look at that split in iron and steel prices.
Mm-hmm.
If they were playing against expansive or a robotic, this would be a disaster.
This would be a huge problem, potentially. Of course, there's also the chance that if this were against expansive or robotic, iron would be at $3 when that short happened.
Yeah.
We do have some good black market going down. Going to knock out some of Indecision's farms. Makes perfectly good sense for Aito, given that he is relying quite heavily on that food production in order to make his money at the moment.
Right.
Wow, this is actually really important. Indecision, based off of this glass income and what he's managing to do with this iron short, is very, very close to buying Aito out. You've just got that debt hitting him too terribly hard. He's making some stock sales of his own stock. And because Aito's nowhere near killing him off, he may be able to just finish the game right here and now.
It was 100%. It was 100%.
Well, sometimes you just have to notice. He's close.
He keeps bouncing around.
I think he can do it if he just hits the buttons he needs to. But Aito's fighting back, trying to take stock in time.
He may not realize. He may try to upgrade. That might be his problem.
No, he's pushing for it, but he wasn't willing to go all out. He wasn't willing to make that final push, and I think he missed his opportunity if Aito has the income he needs from this food.
He's still saying on 120 glass. I mean, it's totally depends.
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
And none of them made it to the 5th.
Nope.
There you go.
I think that quick little iron transition made a huge difference. Just being able to get that tiny, tiny edge that he needed to make sure Aito couldn't keep buying his stock in time. That was very interesting.
Very interesting.
Indecision just making so much more money that game and had so much less debt. That's just what it came down to.
Yeah. Maybe that little power advantage early on paid off in the long run. Who knows?
Well, I think the big thing was that the power that he took early game didn't hurt Indecision too much. It didn't cost him too much to construct. He still had the tiles he could use for glass furnaces, and then he just kind of stuck to them and made the transition into a geotherm. Aito, on the other hand, was relying on bouncing back and forth between his silicon tiles and turning them into power or silicon or glass. And unfortunately, he chose wrong at a very unfortunate moment. As a power surplus was kind of on its way in. He had 3 solar panels up. He was having to make those transitions happen. He needed to get back into glass furnaces, which were already hugely expensive because nobody was bringing in silicon. They didn't need to. They didn't care.
Yep.
And so that just caused him major problems. So I think he fell behind the curve with glass. He relied too heavily on one single resource in that food, and he didn't quite get to the iron transition fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can see Aito bought 36,000 almost in glass, even with these glass furnaces running. He just never got to use them.
PP had brought up a point in the chat that he should have power surged the iron. There was an interesting moment when he deleted his own steel mills. That would have been the time when he could have done that without having hurt himself, since he was transitioning as well.
Yeah, good point.
That would have been an interesting move.
Yeah. It definitely would have been. I was a little bit surprised Aito couldn't ride those pirates a little bit better. I don't know. They didn't seem to be rolling very well in his favor. It seemed like it took a very, very long time for those pirates to actually get eaten up, which was a bit unfortunate for him. But he did definitely get a couple of nice advantages in this game at times that just didn't manage to pan out. But yeah, I think this is so huge. Like, Indecision bought 3,000 worth of iron that game and sold 33,000. And we saw how long he had that iron production up. Aito only sold about 12,000. That's a huge difference.
I mean, that's 3 or 4 shares of stock right there. So.
Yeah, exactly. Could have made all the difference in the world at that push toward the end. If Aito had been able to buy that stock even faster and just kept pushing that goal line farther and farther higher for Indecision to reach, he may never have gotten there.